out there? Don't smell your pits, okay? Whatever you do. We're gonna take a little time to do a little Q&A. We've got a microphone coming around down here, and I think we've got one up top or in the back somewhere. So a couple of microphones. So a microphone will come to you and ask the question, and we will attempt to answer it.
Okay, let's start with a question down here.
Where do you guys see yourself in 10 years?
Oh, 10 years. I'll be at least 40 in 10 years. That's a really tough question. I think, there's a chapter of the book where we talk about our philosophy as kids to when we would ride our bikes from opposite sides of Bowie's Creek. We'd meet at the secret graveyard location, which I meticulously mapped out for each of you to find when you visit Bowie's Creek. And then we would pick a direction and go. And we realized when we were writing that in a book that that's the approach that we apply to our creativity and our careers.
And given the nature of what we do, there's no business plan for making a business out of internet video. So you're kind of on the forefront of it, and you kind of just look around and you see other people trying things. So we focus on trajectory as opposed to destination. So I can't tell you where we're going to be 10 years from now, but we're going to be wise about the next opportunity and see what happens. Yeah. Eventually, shiny jackets. Yes, we'll
we know what happens there. Next question in the balcony.
Oh gosh.
You got a
microphone. That's
over here. So,
I'm glad there's a guardrail. You woozy?
I don't have YouTube Red, so I was really wondering, what is the buddy system about?
I'll give you my password. Do you have a pencil?
Oh no!
Oh, hold on, don't get too worked up, that was a joke.
Maybe if we tell you what it's about, you'll convince you.
Who is?
Well, it's not my decision, it's his. But
Dad. Dad.
Hey, Dad.
It's $10 a month, Dad.
Hold on. You know what? He's 5 seats away, and he's on his phone, but I'm sure that he was ordering YouTube Red on his phone.
That's what he was doing.
Dad, you're gonna love Buddy Systems Season 1 and 2 just as much as your daughter. It'll be a way that you guys can hang out and bond while watching a show that will tickle both of your fancies. I didn't mean to make this weird.
And this new season is coming out at the end of this month. I'm not exactly sure the exact date right now. But unlike season 1, it's coming out all at the same time. So you'll be able to binge it all together. So you can just get YouTube Red to try it and enjoy the show, and then see if you'd like to continue. Another question.
Hi guys. So my question is, when we see an episode of Good Mythical Morning on YouTube, how far in the future are we seeing this episode when you actually originally recorded
How
it?
far in the future are you seeing it?
Well, I know what you mean.
Glad you're a believer.
So most of the episodes that you see now were taped in the early 2000s.
Got a big backlog.
Quite a lead on that. Yeah. It's very evergreen. No, sometimes it's the day before, and sometimes it's a week before, and then in rare circumstances where we're traveling, it may get even longer than that. Right, because the show keeps going, and we keep doing other things, yes. So we've applied our engineering backgrounds to a few things. One of them is our schedule.
Another balcony question.
Up here.
Okay, go ahead.
I was wondering how it feels going from like a little show that you didn't know if it was going to go anywhere to being here now and having this live performance.
It's exhilarating, man. Yeah, because we were having a good time just talking to each other, and a few hundred, or then it was thousands of people watching, and yeah, it's like we never anticipated that that we would be here, and you guys would be screaming like you are. It's really surreal for us. I guess they interpreted that as I wanted them to scream.
Scream some more.
You know what?
Yeah,
We're not really comfortable with the screams. I think it's
again, none of it was anticipated or planned. It was always very much just like, what is the thing to do right now? And again, GMM started very much as a side project, but then it became the thing that most people know us for. So, and then to be able to, we love trying new things. That's why we did the book, and that's why we got Buddy System and GMM, and then this is something that is just very different for us, but we're loving it, being able to see you guys in person. So,
down here.
Do you know the show Stranger Things?
never heard of it.
Don't spoil it for me. I'm 3 episodes into season 2. So, like the day it came out, our kids had the day off of school for some reason. It was Friday before last, I guess, and they watched the whole thing while we were working, and then so now it's like, well, when am I going to watch it? Slowly over time.
And we may or may not have some of the cast from Stranger Things on the show this week. Look for that this week. Up top. Yeah.
If you live by a saying or a motto, which saying or motto do you live by?
You live by a saying or motto.
If
Which
you
saying
live by a saying or
What
motto.
saying or motto do you live by? Be your mythical best. No, but seriously, that is a great question. I think that writing the book has actually brought a lot of this stuff into focus for us. The book did not, if you listen to the Ear Biscuit where we talk about the entire process of writing the book and like how it became what it is, go listen to that because that answers this question even better. But writing the book brought a lot of this into focus and what being your mythical best means and what mythicality really means. So it was something that was kind of just true about our lives already, but we hadn't defined it and hadn't explained it. And so just writing the stories and seeing where it came from and then kind of imparting it to an audience kind of helped explain what Be Your Mythical Best is. So you read the book and listen to that podcast, I think you understand what that means, but I think that's if there's a motto that we live by, that's it. Down here?
Hi. If you were stranded on a desert island, which one of you would result to cannibalism first?
Link doesn't like tomatoes. So I would eat him first.
Hold on, guys. You heard it here. Rhett is made of tomatoes.
I'm saying that a guy who doesn't like tomatoes, olives, cucumbers, sushi, I can keep going, is not going to eat a dude. I'd eat everything except your liver because that's the one thing that I
So where would you start, man?
Just like the movie Alive, you start in the gluteus maximus because that's where the most meat is. I mean, just being honest with you. You should watch that movie, kids.
Have you seen my gluteus maximus?
I try not to.
Not much there.
Up top.
Yeah.
Alright, so, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous, I'm sorry. I've watched you guys for years, I love you guys. Okay, so, how do you guys your songs are so random. None of them correlate or have a rhythm to them, I guess.
What, have a rhythm?
Okay, I'm sorry.
They seem unrelated.
Yeah, how
Well, it's interesting because I think if you watch the process of us writing a song, well, we did Song Biscuits where you could do that, and we had, I don't know, I guess people enjoyed that, but I think when the cameras aren't rolling and we're writing a song, it's pretty intense. But it was very calculated, so we're trying to calculate places to take a song so that it kind of takes a left turn or another left turn, so that you keep watching. You know, you won't hear us singing a long chorus that's the same again and again because you got to give a new joke, that type of thing. So we try to keep you guessing so that you keep watching and you want to listen to it again and again.
Question down front.
What was the hardest food to get for a Will It episode of GMM?
What was the most difficult food to acquire for an episode of GMM?
To get or to eat? Yeah, okay. That's a great question because it is not easy, and our crew does a lot of things to find some of the weird meats, especially. In fact, there's definitely a story of, was it Alex? This is a few years ago. Like met a man at night on the tarmac at LAX, and he had a crate. And for some reason, he gave us some exotic sausages, and then we ate them on the show because we have very little discretion. So sometimes it's a man on the tarmac, and then sometimes it's just a market in LA. So the good news is being in LA, you have access to a lot of weird foods, and so you can get pretty much anything that you want to eat.
What is this? Look at that, it's a drawing. That's really great. Woo! It's you, and it's me.
Now, there's a pen here. So
You want us to sign this and give it back?
Give it back?
Oh no, that ain't happening. That is good. I'm keeping that.
We'll do that. We will do that. You'll get it back.
Up here. It's straight ahead.
Okay, right there.
So my cousin bought a signed book downstairs, and only Red signed it.
No, look.
Make sure you sign that link.
It's an easy explanation. Watch. You think I didn't sign it, but watch. That's how I signed.
Let me tell you what happened, honestly.
It's invisible.
And Allie, you make sure we get that book and Link signs it. Okay?
Yeah, I will.
So now I'm going to tell you what happens because the way we did this is we divided these books up. We signed thousands, like every night after shooting for 12 hours on Buddy System for the summer, we would come home and we would just sign books. Like there was a lot of signing going on. But what I would find is I would be going through the books that I had, and then
we would sign half, and then we would switch boxes.
And then Link would miss some. That's the best way I can say it. And almost every time I would take those that he missed, and I would go back to it. I would take him to his house and be like, "These are the ones that you didn't sign this time." And apparently, I missed one that Link had already missed. But you'll get your book
you
signed.
screwed up, man.
Yeah, but or you can see it as a collector's item.
No. Yeah,
But Allie will make sure that
there's not many like that I didn't sign visibly.
Down here. We have time for one more question.
Right here. Here. How did you guys decide the order of your names for the show? Like, how did you decide Brett and Link and not Link and Brett?
Yeah, I was out that day.
What was that?
No,
It's alphabetical. There's a couple of reasons. One, Lincoln Rhett sounds like a dude named Lincoln Rhett. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other reason is you saved the best for last. It's hard to get it back into the sleep there, but you did it. Okay, we'll give that. Okay, so we're not going to take any more questions, but we've got some. You guys don't fight over that. That's somebody's. Okay.
Yeah. It's not like a baseball in a game, okay? You have to give it back to her. Oh, this is good.
Okay, guys, so...
I don't even know what she wants.
You know what? You guys have been a really great crowd, and we know it's kind of warm. You guys are kind of packed in there, but you guys really supported us, and we had a great time. And it means a lot seeing your faces, and not just being on the other side of the screen. You know, so we really appreciate you guys.
Each one of you that came out tonight, we hope that there was a little mythicality that was added to your life, and we will keep creating for you guys, and you guys keep creating too. This is not a one-way street. This isn't like we just create and you guys consume. This is a community of very creative, very passionate people. We see all that through all the things that you guys do online. We hear you online, definitely. But it's a very special experience to see your faces and hear your voices in person. So thanks for coming out. It's been a great time.